So hello, everyone. So thank you for joining us today for Deep Target's Customer Success webinar. I have with me Helen. Good morning, Helen. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Awesome.
Ready,
And
ready
thank
for
you
the
guys.
show.
Excellent. And I'm David Kingsbury. I run our customer success alongside Helen, who runs all of our implementations, our support, and our training. So great to have you guys here today. We've got, we think, some amazing content to share with you, and we hope it's helpful for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Our agenda, we've decided that we're going to start off always in our webinars with Helen's hints. So everybody has always enjoyed Helen's particular hints, and she always has some insightful things to remember to make sure your system is running optimally. So we'll start with that. Then we're going to talk about optimizing your campaign framework and several aspects of that. We're going to look at a couple of case studies that are amazing, and then end up with our Java Joy. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Helen, I'll turn it over to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I thought I might do this session today a little bit kind of like a training session, but I wanted to give you some background here because in Deep Target, we have what we call account types and we have campaign category types. And I want to talk about what they are, how they're different, and how they tie together. So you can go to the next slide. So let's start with account types. Account types are used to group your product codes into a deep target account type. So if you've got like 20 CD product codes, you want to group them into the CD account type within deep target. But account types, you want to make sure that you assign the correct account type or product code to the campaign so that they can link to your product openings. So we're going to show you how that's going to tie together. So let's take a look at the next slide. So on setup, Deep Target took all of your product codes, we mapped them into account types, which you see down in that middle column. So those are the categories you have there. And over time, you may add new products. I mean, that happens all the time, particularly for CDs or new IRA offerings. You've got special jumbo things you've got going on. That's really common. So when you have new product codes, you can go into Deep Target to map those. And if you just go to settings, instance settings, manage account types, you can update that mapping. Now, in there, you might have some that you no longer use, but you want to keep what they were historically. So I wouldn't change any mappings that have already been set up unless they're grossly wrong. But we want to leave those historical ones there. Okay. And on the next slide, I want to say these account type mappings are very, very, very important. I can't stress this. I'll say the pearl of wisdom to take out of today's call is this, that your account type mapping is very important, and it's very important on how you associate that with a campaign. Because when you create your campaign, you want to, assign a product. So we're going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute, but you want to make sure that when a member or a customer clicks on an ad and they subsequently open an account because of having viewed that, you want to make that tie together correctly. So that's why this setup is really important. One rule of thumb for you is to review your mappings quarterly or more frequently if you have introduced new products. We have customers all the time who will send us a message and say, hey, we've got some new products that are coming out, next week, and this is what they are going to be. And so they kind of give us a heads up. We can do those mappings for you, or you can do those yourself, but it's kind of a good idea to just review those. So when you go into Deep Target and you look at a campaign and go to campaign settings, you want to review those ones that are sitting down in that unassigned bucket. So that's what you want to look at. And so I wanted to mention that last year we added 3 new account types: recreational vehicle, personal line of credit, and commercial credit card. Before, we only had just the consumer loan. And so that's where you would lump recreational vehicles and personal line of credit. They were all there, but we separated them out because several of you have asked to go to finer, granularity there. So I just wanted to mention that. So when you have, let's just say a campaign, and let's just say, hey, check us out for new autos, trailers, these kinds of things. You want to make sure that you've got the recreational vehicle one checked, as well as your new and used autos. So just kind of things to look out for. Okay, so when you create a campaign, always review the product assignments. I mean, sometimes you think, oh, that, I don't need to do this. This is, take time to do this step, because you want to make sure that you're reporting accurately when you get your results, that, it's going to be correct. So I just wanted to show at the bottom, this is an example of a money market campaign where the money market account type is checked. So let's just say, I'm going to switch down. Maybe I should have shown savings. So savings is at the bottom. It's got multiple different types of product codes associated with that account type grouping. You can select savings, which will, if you're advertising for general savings, that's what you want to click. You want to choose the entire category. But if you have a particular product that you're promoting, you would only want to click the particular product code there. So, unless you want to use that for cross-sell, you can do it that way. So, I think that's all on that screen. But on campaign category type, that's a little different. That's a way that you group your campaigns for content management and your campaign category analysis. So if I want to say, hey, let me go see what my mortgage things look like. Let me look at my auto. That's the way you can group them when you create them. So categories are different, because they can be product related, which are mortgage, HELOCs, savings, checking, all that, or non-product related, because you have events, might have an annual meeting, shred day or whatever, and your services. So you've got you've got campaign categories that are not product related. So that's the difference. The account types are product only, campaign categories are product and non-product. And next screen.
Right.
Oops. And so when you create a new campaign, you are asked to select a campaign category. So that's where you would choose it. And by default, for each product related campaign, it will pre-select the account type. So if you create an IRA campaign category, it will automatically pre-select the IRA account type. The only difference there is for auto, which selects both new and used. But for non-product related campaigns like events and birthday, you should not have any account type assigned. So when you go to that product assignments tab, you want to make sure nothing is selected there. Okay. And that's really all about that. But if you have any questions, please reach out to us. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. At support@deeptarget.com. And also in the application, if you go down into the resources section, there is a document on product codes and product assignments and the importance of those. So, this is really the strength of Deep Target, and this is what ties everything together. So your influence conversion reports and your monthly management reports and all those show correctly.
Perfect. So, and guys, remember, we offer at least 2 free review meetings every year, and we'd be happy to go over this with you and even help you set those, and it'll be part of that meeting. And as you guys should know, you don't have to submit a ticket. You just have to reach out to us. We're happy to do training at any time, and it's always free. So we want to make you guys as successful as possible at any time. Okay, great. Thank you, Helen. And let's go into our topic for today, optimizing your campaign framework. So there's 2 main areas when you're going to optimize your campaigns. It's first of all, across all your channels, and secondarily, inside of your online and mobile channels for sure. So let me walk you through a bunch of insightful information here that I think will be helpful. First of all, one of the things that we always promote here at Deep Target is visibility is 90% of everything. If your digital users don't see you often enough or at the time of relevance, then they're going to forget about you, in our noisy, daily, busy paces today. So if you only promote in one channel, you may not be heard enough. You really need to engage across multiple channels, multiplying your effect across web, online, mobile, email, social, and even more, for sure. Okay, so here's an article and I'm going to reference several Financial Brand articles. What a great resource for thoughtful insights for the industry and what's going on in the industry. But it's super important that you create, once again, campaigns that have a seamless experience across multiple channels. And it just says if you only receive one in-app message or ad and so forth, and you click on it, it should trigger other activities. So in this case, it says if you do display perhaps inside mobile a mortgage ad and your digital user clicks on it, that click should trigger an email for more information. So what's really interesting about that is you guys have to remember that inside Deep Target, when someone clicks, we have the automated capability to, at a particular set time later, an email can be sent to that digital user saying, hey, saw you clicked, if you'd like more information. And it can be, if you will, masked that this is David here at your friendly credit union or bank, and we're happy to help if you'd like to reach out. So we have that capability, and that's a great multiplier, if you will. Next, check out this article from Financial Brand talking about all the different channels. And this doesn't include every one of them. In fact, there's a couple others that I'll name in just a moment. But it's saying you've got to have a mix to engage your customers, your members. And mobile banking is the highest. Now, I say mobile banking is highest, but that's really when there's no human involvement. Notice the highest actually engagement with the extremely high is a phone call. So certainly, if you can gather interest in other channels like a click, perhaps in mobile banking, then follow-up phone call would be phenomenal. But that's highly time-consuming for sure. But having that mixture is amazing, and what's most important is having something in your mobile banking, because as we all know, that's where your account holders are engaging with you most, is through mobile banking today. Okay. So here's a great example for one of you guys. United One has a website homepage where they have a great looking set of ads, and they also have an online banking ad targeted for a particular generation, and then a mobile, and it all leads them back to their mortgage center for an online application page. So there's a great simple example of using 3 channels to engage, and knowing the team at United One, they're probably doing an email as well. So that's a great example, and I'm sure you guys are doing it. Just as a reminder, always keep that in mind. Okay, so what is an optimal campaign framework? And a lot of times we'll hear this from many of you guys, especially our new customers. How many campaigns should we be running at any one time? Should that be a consideration? Should I be concerned about that? No. The answer is simply no. However, you don't want to have 5 or fewer campaigns. That's just too few. We can tell you that from the get-go. I know Helen would jump right in and say that's too few, right, Helen?
That's correct. That's
so
correct.
But you do have some considerations. First, you need to think about perhaps historically what were the product account open metrics. In Deep Target, you can look back last month and see what account opens occurred. You can look back a year ago. You can look back up to 2 years, depending on how long you've been a Deep Target user, to see what kind of account opens happened over time, which could influence what you actually offer. Secondarily, always a big case, like right now, the need for deposits. Consider your own individual organizational needs and what's happening at your credit union or bank. And each quarter you should do that, or each month, depending on how often you update your campaigns, to make sure that you have a feeling for that. And we like to think at Deep Target we help you do that, take that consideration, at least on the historical basis. And it can be quite eye-opening because the economy does generally rotate in cycles throughout the year. We all know that. And so that can be very helpful. Okay.
And one thing about that, one of the quickest ways to look at what happened last year is to go run your monthly management report. go to the growth grid tab, and it'll show you the breakdown down by account type and what kind of accounts were opened in each month. So that'll give you, a quick look there.
Great, thank you. That's exactly right. Good comment. So what we have to consider is every single day, every one of your members or customers has a varying level of need for one or more of your products. Okay. So it's kind of a play on words. And it's really your responsibility to engage them at every level of need throughout their journey, as well as educating them until the account is opened. And that's what you really want. So that really follows the mission of your credit union bank, is to help your account holders through the journey of their financial, not only education, but product acquisition, right? Okay, so there are really multiple degrees of need. We've isolated 4 of them down into 4. It's those individuals that are out there researching, and you need to make sure they're aware of your products and services when they start their research. Certainly, when someone goes to purchase a home or do a HELOC, they'll start months ahead. And then as they get closer, there's going to be those that are more interested. They need to act within 3 to 6 months. And then those that are highly interested in the next month or two, 30 to 60 days. And then finally, those that have an urgency right now, this month, sometimes this week. And they're the ones that you need to be in front of right now. So having those varying degrees of interaction, if you will, engagement with your account holders is really, really important. So how do you do that? So first of all, it's all about audiences, reaching the most responsive audience. It's another really good article in Financial Brand talking about making sure you leverage your institutional data, as well as data outside. And I know many of you guys are doing that by augmenting your data, and we can accept augmented data inside of DeepTarget and help you build the most responsive audiences. And as you know, DeepTarget can build your audiences for you when you target, and you can export those audiences and use them elsewhere. So don't forget about that as well. And then what should you offer? So our first comment is always, if you're offering it on your website, why aren't you offering it in varying degrees also inside of your online platforms? Because that's where they're actually engaging with you the most, and certainly on a daily and weekly basis. And oftentimes they're not visiting your website as much as you'd like to think. So that's why it's so important. So we suggest, honestly, everything you're offering on the website should have some sort of varying degree of advertisement, promotion in your online channels. Right, Helen?
That's right. And one thing I want to say there, particularly on the mobile channel, is that you can use this to drive your behavior of your account holders, and you want them to go to your website. You spend a lot of time putting it together. You've got good content there. You want to be driving people there too. So that's really important for the mobile channel.
Perfect. Great. Thank you, Helen. Okay. So what do you promote? So you guys may have seen this in the past. This is what we consider to be a framework of ads or promotions that you can produce within your online channels. We're going to apply those 4 levels and show you why it's important. So at a high level, we suggest you always have a grouping of categories, just to make sure that everybody that starts to into the research mode is aware of auto loans, consumer loans, credit, just your great offers, right? And then as they start moving into an interested mode, then you want to start using perhaps some of your targeting along the way to make sure those that you believe, based on data, are most interested, they would find value in those offers. Then highly interested. Now we're starting to bridge into the very targeted, maybe perhaps we show here generationally based, but there can be a whole myriad of other ways to target to where you finally have those campaigns presented to your urgent account holders making sure that they see all of your great offers. Okay. So how might all this come together? So we show you an example of just a sample framework that you might deploy at any particular time. And it's going to, in this particular case, everyone that is part of your organization, your FI, would see your auto loan offers. And maybe you don't have any specific targets, maybe promotions on auto loans this particular month are not incredibly important. So you have this level to try to draw engagement. But let's say this is one of the months leading into the holidays where consumer loans are always top of mind. So we're going to go all the way down to a very specific set of targeting for those consumer loans that you offer. And Helen mentioned, we've even isolated it more down into particular RV, lines of credit, that kind of thing. So this would be here, and then we're backing up to a mid-level for the credit card, mortgage, and HELOC, and a high level of CDs, and so forth. So this is a very simple view of what you might do and help you think about how you're engaging across all of your account holders. Okay.
And I'd like to make a couple of comments here. This may be down in the weeds, but like for auto loans, that's a really important one to run at all times. I mean, I'd heard that, a lot of people that are the most underserved, that's what they need most to be able to get to their job and that kind of thing. So that's a really important one to have running. And things like auto loans and CDs where you don't have max, there's not a restriction where, oh, they already have one. I don't want to promote that to them anymore. I mean, you can have multiple CDs, you can have multiple cars and things like that. So, think about, how your structure is set up. Do you restrict, just to one mortgage? Do you restrict to, one consumer loan? Think about that when you're setting up your audiences.
Perfect. Great. Thank you, Helen. Great point. So I want to show you, this is one of our customers. We're going to speak to about them in just a minute, but all by themselves. So they're not a managed services account of DeepTarget. They have, look at this, 94% of account type coverage. So if I add these up, this actually comes to 49 campaigns that they're running right now across 16 account types. And that's amazing. So we'll speak to them. We'll congratulate them in a minute. But that's absolutely amazing. So you can see consumer loan, probably high level, all the way over to an auto, very specific level targeting, to the mere fact that they have upwards of 6 campaigns running there. Same with the used auto. So great work going on with this particular customer. So don't forget, which is all, we try to help you guys as much as possible, targeted by predictive model. This is our new AI, machine learning, relatively new, capability to pick your highest propensity audience that you can then go and utilize elsewhere. So don't forget about that. We actually suggest that you consider using that instead of target by rule specifically. Use it, and it does have an age-based component of it as well. That could be very, very powerful. So don't forget about predictive model campaigns. Really, really great stuff. And then final notes here this morning. Review new account openings last month and same month last year. Who might be most interested now to guide some of your audience creation or your focus. Use that predictive model like we talk about. Let DeepTarget create those audiences for you. Output those, take those into email and other channels so that you can utilize them directly and have that omni channel type of engagement. And then finally, we got some cool things inside of DeepTarget, a bunch more actually than just this list. Prioritize your campaigns based on your needs and what you think are the needs of your account holders. We've got a real simple way of doing that. Automate an email. We mentioned earlier. So when someone clicks, have an automated email go out to those particular digital users so that they know that you can touch them immediately following a click or the following day or what have you. Use our detargeting to keep relevant engagement going so that the ads will turn off if there's not any clicks in a certain period of time, and pause them. And then don't forget about scheduling your campaigns ahead of time. So set a future start and stop. You could be, like many of our customers, defining all of the campaigns they want to deploy throughout the year, beginning each new quarter or bi-monthly. That's all very simple with Deep Target. Okay, Helen, any other comments on this page?
No, other than, as part of what we're saying, even though you may run out, a real broad group of campaigns, you want to prioritize those ones that are most important for your financial institution at this time. So you can switch that out at any time.
That's right. And that'll dramatically increase your impressions and your engagement. Absolutely. Great. Thank you. So quick case studies of success. So if you guys were on the call last month, we're going to do a little repeat. I can't get over how amazing what Crane Credit Union is doing. Actually, these are obviously retirement investment related. And you can see their sets of campaigns over here that they're running, all of them different. And they're all, they've got three components. Basically, someone not having a particular investment product, somebody that is of age group. You can see all the age ranges they're using. And then finally, by branches. So just a really neat component there. But then look at the content. Are you living in retirement? So are you 65 or older and want to make great use of your money? Are you counting down the days to retirement? Maybe 55 to 65. You saving for retirement, all the way down to save early for the younger account holders. So great set of campaigns, really nicely done, and very, very proud of what Crane's doing there, and generating some great results as well. I don't know if you can see their click-through rates over here on the right, but 2, 3, 4 times the industry average. So great stuff there. And then finally, I have to say, wow, to Lebanon Federal Credit Union. So
and Elena's on the call.
Oh, is that right? So you guys are killing it. So first look at their dashboard. Does anybody see green, which means great work? But there's that account type coverage, 94% account type coverage. And I just have to say, check out all these amazing looking ads that they're working on. They put out here, even the happy birthday that's first name basis, prepending the first name, so it makes it special. But look at that deposit report. I had to put this back out here. So their deposits are just through the roof, and so happy for their success.
And real, just looking at other campaigns, because they got a lot running. I mean, they have many campaigns, not necessarily shown here, but they have many campaigns that have personalization.
Exactly. That's exact. Don't forget that. So great work, Lebanon. We're so proud of you guys and what you're doing. I know your membership is doing fantastic. And then finally, we're going to have this each time. I'm going to go into more specifics next time. But what's the buzz at Deep Target? First of all, we have several new customers. We're a little remiss about pointing out new customers that have come on board month over month. And we have customers that join us every month. And we're real excited. So we're going to spotlight those next time. And then ad buzz. We're using Gen AI to create ads, and we have that capability available. I'm going to talk about in a second. We have just released our new AI machine learning model. So underneath our predictive, targeted by predictive model campaign type is the model that we use that utilizes anonymized all the account holders that have acted on a particular product, per product. And we bring that to you guys, to everyone, so that, if you will, it creates a model of the highest propensity digital account user that would be, and I shouldn't have said digital, it's all account users that are account holders that opened an account in the past 2 years across our 200 customers. So that's a great, if you will, profile of who should be interested this particular time at this time for your products. So don't forget that. And then we're always churning here at Deep Target with great new ideas and concepts. We're coming out with a new email campaign capability latter part of this year. so you can deploy email campaigns directly out of TeamTarget. But we need your thoughts. Several of you guys have given us some requirements input, and we'd love to hear more of that. And then finally, we're also researching transaction data. As you guys know, that's another way to target those that have perhaps a mortgage elsewhere. Maybe you want to go show them a great new mortgage rate, that kind of thing. So if either of those is of interest to you, please reach out to me so that we can have a little conversation about what your thoughts are and your needs. See if it lines up with what we're thinking. Okay, love to hear that. All right, and we have AdBuzz. So this is a way that you can use Gen AI to create ads, copyright free, with a message, a call to action, and so forth. And what it'll allow you to do is create new cool ads really, really fast. And here's some examples. So we did these all with our AdBuzz tool, and we think those are really cool. And the release of AdBuzz that we've got now will export ads in the proper sizes for all of your channels, online banking and mobile. So reach out if you want to try this. We're letting everybody try it for free and see what they think. Okay. So finish up. Don't forget, we do managed services. We're actually, Helen, how many of our customers do we run the system for now?
I think we've got like 27, 30, well, no, maybe it's up to 31 now.
That's right. That's right. So
I should know.
let our experts fly this plane for you, and your results will, we think, be phenomenal as well. And two more things. Don't forget about our YouTube channel. So all of our webinars are posted, as well as Helen's team's great training snippets. That,
And if you have training, if you can't, the training videos are, we would have to send you the link for those because those are not out public for everybody. But if you want to get those links, just send an email to support@deeptarget.com.
Perfect. Okay. And with that, Helen, we are at Java Joy time.
Who's still on the line? Okay. All right. Looks like today's winner is Steve Cordisco from Access Credit Union.
Awesome, Steve. So watch for an email from me probably by tomorrow, and we'll send you an e-gift card for a Starbucks cup of coffee. And thanks everybody for being a part of this. We're going to talk about optimizing each campaign for engagement next month. So please be sure to join us then, and we'll have some more great, hopefully great content for you. Thank you guys for all you do and for attending today. You guys have a great week, and we wish you the best of success. Thank you, Helen, too.
Bye. See you next month.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.